Name is Anirudh, and in this session we're going to check out a lot about social media marketing. On that note, I hope all of you are keeping safe, taking all the safety measures required and keeping your learning up. Well guys, before we begin with the session, make sure to hit that subscribe button and that bell icon so that you'll never miss any updates from us. And now, coming to the agenda of this session, we'll start out by taking a quick introduction to what social media marketing is. After that, we'll understand the so-called concept of pillars of social media marketing. After this, we can check out the popular marketing techniques that are present in the world of SMM, or it's social media marketing, of course. And then we're going to check out how better can we have a bigger outreach when we work on campaigns. And of course, we're going to talk about the trust in social media when it comes to marketing as well. And at the end of the session, I'm going to give you a couple of tips and tricks that you guys can use to become experts in the field of digital marketing. Well, even before we check out the first point on the agenda, I want to give you guys a couple of facts regarding digital marketing. Did you know that every single second, Google gets somewhere around 77,000 searches where people are wanting to buy a product or they want to buy a service. 77,000 searches a second. Now, let that sink in, because by the time I read the statement, it's already 15-20 seconds over, and just multiply 77,000 to that many, seconds, right? So it is huge. The population base when we talk about digital marketing, right? So anyone who's on the internet can become a customer if your marketing is right. So this is definitely a mind-blowing fact. And then when you think about the next thing, since we're talking about social media, do understand this. There are 4 billion social media users who were recorded in January of 2020. We are in November, it's almost the end of the year, but do understand that the number would have just grown to an even bigger scale by now, right? 4 billion. Now, what is the world's population and how many people are on social media? And each one of these 4 billion people can become a customer to your product if you know how to market it right. Correct. That's exactly my point with this particular session. And it's not only that, whenever you go on to make a purchase for yourself on the internet, all you'll do is you'll start with a simple search always, right? Once you search for something, you might be searching everywhere. So you might be searching on a Google search platform, or you might be going on social media where you saw an advertisement and you thought it was something that you required, and one single click on it, you bought the product. Well, that's the thing, right? It's the difference between a person being a prospect versus a person being a sale is no more than 4 or 5 mouse clicks away. That's how simple today's world of marketing and product purchases have become. So what is social media marketing, right? See, even before we talk about what it is, I'm sure you all, viewers out here watching this video know what social media is. And I really don't want to explain on that because I'm sure you guys use social media in one way or another. And of course, you're watching this on YouTube, correct? This is one of the social media as well. But one of the things that you should know as a marketing professional is that you will find one of the biggest pool of people in the world online, right? So you might have traditional marketing methods where you might say, I'm going to reach every single human being via a newspaper. Well, right, but it has its own advantages and disadvantages. But here you're gonna have people who are coming online for a variety of purposes, right? Now think of all the scenarios you're going online for. Do you want to watch a TV show on a paid platform service such as Amazon Prime or Netflix? Yes, you can do that. Do you want to go shopping? You have multiple e-commerce websites for that. Do you want to watch videos on building muscle or something? Yes, you can do that. I've just given you 3 use cases, and I can probably name 100 and 150 just in one slide to go about, but then you guys get the point here. One thing you really have to know is that 90% of all the social media campaigns, right? All the campaigns that have been done by people, 9 out of 10 times it has been so successful that it has shown an exponential increase in the exposure for the brand. 9 out of 10 times, right? So whenever there were 10 campaigns run, let's say by 10 different companies, 9 of it has been hit. Now, when the probability is this huge, of course everyone across the world, be it individual brands, everyone wants to get in on this because they might be one among those 9 out of 10. The odds are beautiful, right? So to market something on social media, it's going to take some skills, it's going to take some techniques, and of course it's going to take some good amount of experience as well. Now, with today's world of social media marketing, things have been changing. It was not the same a couple of years ago. I'll tell you why. See, back in the day when people were coming on to market something online, it was mostly with publishing, right? So if an author wanted to market himself, he would write a blog, put the blog up on the internet, and he would tell people to read blogs. So that's publishing and marketing. This was the only thing that was happening a couple of years back. And then, of course, it started growing. Then what happened, a couple of years later, people realized, okay, I can use social media marketing to see if I can bring in any more traffic to my website. Now, this is still being done, mind you, but this is one of the prime things. This was one of the prime things back in the day. But what is it now? See, now it's not only about you publishing some content or you driving some sort of a traffic to your main website. It's unlimited possibilities right now, right? Do you want to sell pictures that you have clicked online? Possible. Do you want to have people appreciate your music? Do you want to market yourself there? Yes. So anything you can think of doing offline, now you can do it online. You can market it. So you can take an idea that you have into your head, create a product out of it, and market it to 4 billion people without having to put much effort. Yes, that is how simplified today's world of social media marketing is. But then do not be taken aback by the simplification of it, because even though it sounds simple, it is very sophisticated, and the most important thing is that it is extremely powerful this way. So how would one approach a good social media marketing campaign, right? See, the first thing you can consider all of these as tips for good social media marketing campaigns. First thing is that you have to set some goals. Now, you have to set saying, hey, I'm going to market my product on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, Vimeo, wherever is it that you're marketing. Each of these social media has its own goal. Of course, we're going to discuss this in detail in the next couple of slides. But then you need to know, are you willing to reach 10 people by a marketing campaign, or are you willing to reach 10,000? So this kind of a goal is very important. And after that, it's not only setting goals. With social media, people talk about your product, right? So you need to have the capability to engage with them, understand what they require, and then provide the product to that. With this, you will know who your target audience is, which part of the world they're from, and what they're asking for. After this, you're going to perform some business analytics to understand, to see if you're doing things right from the past data that you have. And of course, you're going to use the past and present data to see if you can predict something, if you can predict a trend in the future as well. And the next thing about social media marketing you have to know is things are extremely competitive here, right? So if one of the companies has a very attractive or a catchy ad, usually their direct competitors come up with something like that too, right? So performing kind of a competitive analysis to see what the competition is doing right or wrong, learning from the wrongs and doing the rights better is definitely something I would look forward to. And it's not only me, this is the common opinion of millions of marketers across the globe. And one thing that drives a very good social media marketing campaign is content delivery and creation of it, right? See, you can have the most beautiful, engaging looking website which drives the best kind of user experience out there, but what if the content in the website itself, or the content in your marketing post on Facebook or Twitter, let's say, is not good? This is something that the world is definitely working on, and every passing day the advertisement gets more subtle and subtle. You won't even know it's an advertisement. You won't know that someone is pitching your product. It's almost like they'll pick your problem, they'll give you a solution, and you're like, yes, I need it, and you buy it. That's the entire goal, right? Good content will make sure that's the case. And then of course, the last step is campaign evaluation. Now, you have to evaluate a social media marketing campaign with every step of the way to see if you're getting closer or farther away from the goal. This is something which is prime. This is something which is very important in my opinion. So with this, we can check out the pillars of social media marketing, which is the next item on the agenda. See, we have many pillars of social media marketing. These are considered to be the most important ones. The first pillar of social media marketing is strategy. Now, whenever you're working on a campaign, you're supposed to ask these questions like, what are your goals for this particular Facebook group? What are your goals whenever you're trying to engage that kind of an audience on Twitter? What are your goals when you're asking and answering questions on Quora? And of course, what social media platforms do you want to focus on? Is your presence huge on Twitter? Then consider consider that. Do you want to expand to, let's say, even LinkedIn? Yes, that's possible. Do you want to go to Pinterest, Google Plus, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you think of, you can go on to do it. But it depends on one important thing, is it's what type of content do you share. See, we know that LinkedIn is a popular job hunting website, right? So if you're marketing for a job, or if you're marketing a job itself, in that particular case, of course you can post it on Facebook, of course you can post it on Twitter. The most impact it would have is when you post it on LinkedIn, because people come to LinkedIn for a lot of things. Mostly it's for job related stuff, it's for career related stuff, right? So you will have a better audience. So understanding all of this, creating a strategy is exactly my first pillar for social media marketing. And after the strategy, next comes planning. See, 3 or 4 billion users are present online when it comes to social media marketing, right? So the outreach is huge. With this kind of an outreach, your content should be timely, your content should be sort of scheduled and structured, right? So you cannot abruptly start posting stuff and expect people to keep liking it and keep engaging with it, because they wouldn't know what's next or when it's coming, right? So if you see popular social media campaigns, it's going to be at a particular time. If there is an influencer on Instagram, he or she is going to post at one particular time on one particular day for that week, for that month, or whatever it is, because they know, they will tell their audience, hey, my next content is coming on this date, stay tuned. That is because of good planning. That is required, because if that is not done, people will not know when to expect your new content, so they just leave. And one thing that you should really take away from this particular tip is to make sure that you work on the right timing, right? Have a content pipeline where you've already planned for the next, let's say, 3 or 4 weeks in advance. So even if you do not get a chance, let's say you're busy for 1 or 2 weeks with maybe some other work or anything like that, you will not have your audience basically waiting and waiting for your content. So this is a very important pillar. And then, since we're talking about social media, why do we go on to social media, right? We want to engage with people, we want to engage with brands, we want to engage with individuals. Now, when people are on social media, and if your brand is like trending, or if you've just started up, people are going to talk about it. People are going to either like it, not like it, suggest changes. They'd want to talk to the person who's built the product to see if something can be done better. There's so many things, right? Now, when people talk about all of this, it's important that you monitor all of this, because with this comes an amazing amount of review, an amazing amount of feedback that you can use to develop your product at an exponential pace, right? Now, this is something very important, because without this, if there were no social media, you would not know how people felt about your product, right? If you're not even checking what people are saying about the product, then how would you know if the people are happy or not? Well, correct. Starting whenever you launch something, there's going to be a huge huge rise in the sale, because people just want to try it. But it doesn't mean it's going to have recurring customers. It doesn't mean the customers are happy with your product just because a lot of people are buying it at the start, right? So now, to avoid all of this, you have to engage with people, understand what they want, cater to that. If they find problems, fix it. If they think something can be done better, and of course you think it can be done better after performing your analytics on it, do it. That's the important aspect of engagement. And then when we're talking about the next pillar, it's analytics. As I just mentioned, right, with social media that we have today, there are so many tools that are provided to you where you can track a lot of things. For example, YouTube or Facebook or even Instagram will tell you where you're getting your views from, who's commenting, who's liking all your stuff, and which part of the world are they doing it from, at what time are they doing it. In YouTube, you can find out for how many minutes or hours are people watching your content, where are they dropping off, why are they dropping off, how can you do things better. See, I just bombarded you all with a very simple set of questions, but again, I can ask 100 or 150 questions again in one slide, where I can find answers to all of that with a lot of analytics tools that we have for social media marketing today. So with answers to these questions, you can go from selling 10 products to selling 10,000 products really, really quick, because you know your audience, you know what's working, you know what's not working, you know which part of the world is wanting your product, and cater to that directly, right? So it's a huge boon to our kind of usage of social media, even to the people who just come there to quote unquote chill out, right? Now, in that particular case, I think analytics is something that's going to take a brand and blow it up really quick if done right. And then the next pillar is advertising. See, one thing about social media marketing is you can customize the advertisements based on people, based on locations, and all of that. This happens so subtly you would not even notice it unless you want to find out if it's customized for you or not. One product can be advertised in a lot of different ways, thousands of ways for thousands of different people to make sure to see if they're picking it up or not. That's the magic of today's social media, because a lot of things are machine learning algorithms, deep learning networks, and artificial intelligence that is working to give you that sort of a customization, that personalization, whenever you're viewing things on social media, right? So all the popular social medias are working on that, and I'm sure you are already aware of the fact, right? So how can you use this to your advantage when it comes to social media marketing? In this particular regard, you will go on to pick all the right tools, all the right techniques, and all the right people, and market it for them in a customized way, in a way that they pick up your product, that they know that your brand exists, and that they want to come back as a customer again. Now, this is something which is very important, and I'm sure all 5 of these pillars that we discussed are very important, right? See, everything from increasing your website traffic to building conversations with your customers to raising brand awareness, creating and giving your brand an identity, and rapidly getting it to trend, improving client interaction, and of course even client retention for that matter. All of these can be done if you just follow the foundationals of all the pillars of social media marketing. Now, we've discussed pillars of social media marketing and we've discussed the foundation of it. Now, imagine if you're, let's say, trained for months together to become experts on this, right? There is so much opportunity in the field of digital marketing. This is one of the most trendiest careers to have, and there's a very good chance the trend is never going to die down, because as long as brands exist, as long as people exist, as long as social media exists, people want digital marketing. They want the word out in the quickest way possible, and no other quick way to do it than social media, in my opinion. So with that, we'll come to the next section where we'll quickly discuss about 1 or 2 social medias of how one can go on to use it really well. In this particular case, let's check out Facebook, right? Now, why would you want to market something on Facebook? Who needs Facebook marketing? This 2 questions are very important, right? See, Facebook is used by everyone. There's billions of active users out there, but who would require the marketing aspect of it, right? See, NGOs are going to need Facebook to get their word out. Individuals will just come there to shop something. They see an advertisement they really like, they see a product that they want to pick up. So all of these guys are your basic customer profiles that you would want to pick up, right? And even personalities, be it singers, dancers, be it musicians, anyone, even an author, for example, they're going to come there. And if you can cater to all of these guys as well, you have a channel for a good amount of cash inflow. And all the brands of today's world, see, find a big brand and tell me that you do not find them on social media. That is almost impossible, right? Because again, big brands, small brands, new guys, old guys, everyone know the power of a tool such as Facebook, Instagram, or whatever it is, right? So that's my point. Who is your product for Facebook marketing? Well, it's basically everyone. If you know how to sell a product on Facebook, trust me, you can sell a product anywhere across the world. That's a very common saying among marketeers and social media. But yes, it holds true. It's not only these 4 people that you will be handling with, it's basically everyone if you do things right. And one very important thing that you have to understand is there are a lot of millennials who use Facebook today, right? See, there are 71% of Facebook users who are aged between 19 and 35. That's the majority of people on there. So if you can cater well to people from the teenagers right to the mid 30s, well, if you can customize it for them, right, an advertisement you would show for a 19-year-old would not be same for a person of age 46, correct? Now in that particular case, here is where all of these statistics will help you increase engagement. It's going to help you increase sales. Find out what is the average age of the people, find out in which country people use Facebook the most, at what time in their respective countries do people see a spike in the usage of social media. Having all kinds of analytics like this, as we discussed in the previous points, is going to give you a lot of insight on how one can go on to leverage the best of this social media. And then coming to Instagram, right? See, everyone uses Instagram in my opinion, and I rarely meet people who do not use Instagram. Now, whenever you think think about this, right? See, 22% of all millennials across the globe have said that Instagram is their favorite social media platform ever because it offers a good outreach to the people. Now, this is not a marketing professional saying this. This is just individuals who are using it, right? Now, there is a very good chance I might be among this 22% of millennials, because at this point of time, Instagram has so many things that you can do where, either you're an individual, you're selling a product, you're marketing something, there is something for you no matter who you are. That's the entire aspect of how it's functioning. And in my opinion, Instagram is beautiful for influencer marketing, right? Now, there are celebrities who charge thousands and thousands of dollars just for one Instagram post on their Instagram page, maybe for a product, especially when you're thinking on the lines of beauty and all the makeup and this kind of cosmetic world. This is something which is hugely trending, right? The cosmetic industry itself is a billion-dollar industry, and now you have people charging millions of dollars to market that. You have to know that the power of social media is something which is definitely effective in that regard, right? And again, consider the average age of Instagram users. See, Facebook had a huge spike until 35 years of age, but then with Instagram, people right from 16 all the way till 24 are the majority users. So there is 4 or 3 years of users who are teenagers. Now, to cater to these guys, again, as I mentioned, is very different from how you would cater to a person of maybe age 63. But then if you have the capability to cater right from 16 all the way till the end, then you can customize your campaigns, make sure that you're keeping things equally trendy and of course equally promising in a way where a teenager would want to pick up the product as well as a senior citizen. So understanding these kind of subtleties that exist in a product is the most important tip I can give you for your social media marketing campaign. Now understand this, 80% of Instagram's user base is actually outside the United States, but the amount of product sold is maximum in the United States itself. How cool is that, right? There are more than 1 billion monthly users who are active users on Instagram, 1 billion per month. Now think about the world that you have that you can cater to if you do things right. And then of course, more than 72% of Instagram users have purchased something that they have seen on the platform. Now there are 1 billion people. What is 72% of 1 billion? These many users have bought something that they have seen on a platform. This is how big a social media marketing is, and if you can cater to this market right, you can go from very small business to a huge business really quick. And I'm sure you have either friends, you have colleagues, or you have someone that who probably exploded on Instagram with their business. They just went from small to real big real quick, right? That is my point. You can do all of this if you know how to do it. And with that, it's not only Facebook, it's not only Instagram. There are so many other social media highlights that I want to talk about. Now, for example, Twitter is very popular, right? If you want to trend your brand really quick, and if you want to bring a sense of awareness among people that you exist and that you want them to check it out, Twitter is somewhere you can go on and do that, for sure. And then you have Pinterest. You can show millions of people, all your products. And of course, when something's on Pinterest, when it's trending on Pinterest, I have seen thousands of people buy a product at a time. Now, in that particular case, of course, you can create very good photos and whatnot for Pinterest. And then LinkedIn. See, in LinkedIn, it's not only that people come there for job hunt. You can formally launch your brand and say, yes, we exist. This is what we're doing. In case if you're looking for hiring people for your brand, you can do that as well. Or you can just be on LinkedIn and say to people that you exist, that everyone is welcome to check them out no matter on what social media out there. And then do I even have to talk about YouTube? Because this adds immense amounts of value to your business, right? It gives you so much details in terms of analytics that you can just use analytics to even create better content, customize these content based on the people that are watching. And you can do a lot. You can spend months and months together understanding YouTube analytics. And once you are a master of this, in fact, once you're a master in the entire domain of social media marketing or digital marketing, you will really know how to take a product and really blow it up quick in a way that that's not been done before. So that is one of the most important things. And of course, with social media marketing, you have to understand one thing. I have trillions of dollars worth of business on your screen right now. American Express, Airbnb, Amazon, Coca-Cola, Lego, Nike, IKEA, Ford, Tesla, whoever it is, right? Hundreds and thousands of people out there prefer social media marketing over any forms of other marketing because they know they have the amazing outreach out here, right? See, Airbnb is a very popular place in case if you guys are backpacking across the world or anything. So they post beautiful pictures of hikers, backpackers, their rooms, the offers they provide, the services they provide to the public on social media. And of course, when something is aesthetic, people will want to click on it, people will want to check that out, right? Brands like Nike, IKEA, and Lego have taken social media by storm because no matter what, people are going to come check it out. And as I said, 75% of people will make a purchase that they have seen on social media. And in that particular case, with billions of users, almost 75% is an astonishing number that you really should know about. So what are my final thoughts about this presentation, right? See, as I mentioned, there is a beautiful quote by this person called as Tom Fishburne. He says, the best marketing does not feel like marketing at all. Now, yes, see, if you are being pitched a product and you realize it's kind of an advertisement, it's kind of a marketing, there could be a part of you thinking, saying, okay, this guy is pushing the product a lot. Maybe I do not want it. But then if you are pitched a product in a way that you don't even know it's a pitch, you will go on to say that, I have this kind of a problem. Now the other person says, hey, I can solve your problem in the most easiest way possible. Now in that particular regard, you'll be interested to check it out. And of course, with further communication down the line, you will buy the product because you never knew you were on the other end, on the receiving end of marketing. Now that is the exact point of this particular quote. If your marketing is really, really good, it will never feel like you're marketing something. It feels like you're catering on a personal level to people across the globe. And of course, you would already know this at this point of time. Digital marketing is one of the top careers at this point of time for this decade, the next decade, and as I mentioned, until brands and individuals exist, until the internet exists, digital marketing is going to always remain on the top. So what are you guys waiting for? Make sure to get on this kind of a trend train. Make sure to make the best use of what you can, right? So keeping this in mind, for further learning, I always champion this quote. It says, an investment in knowledge always pays the best interest, right? So you can put your money in a lot of places, but once you start putting it for increasing your knowledge to learn something new, this is where it always pays the best interest, right? So we have a lot of other medium where you can go on to learn stuff. We have Intellipaat Academy, where we're putting out certain free courses, and of course we have the comprehensively put together YouTube channel where we are putting in a lot of content for you every day, and we have experts writing blogs out, and of course we have the Intellipaat community where we have people across the globe coming together, discussing a variety of problems, no matter how simple or how complex it is. But then guys, to become experts in digital marketing, I would highly recommend you guys check out our certification in digital marketing. This is a certification course which is done in collaboration with SPJIMR. SPJIMR is SP Jain Institute of Management Research. It is one of India's leading business schools out there. You can get a lot of details about this particular course that we have in detail, right? So if I have to go on to explain it to you guys, it would not be a customization. As we discussed, customization is very important in marketing, right? So I would highly recommend you just go on to Intellipaat's website right now, search for this certification training, because with this, at the end of the day, what you can do is you can become a thorough expert in digital marketing. You have 83 hours of instructor-led training, you have 30 hours of self-paced training, 7 very big projects that you have where you can practice it, lifetime support. I'm just naming a couple of features, but you have a lot of different things. You have a frequently asked questions section. You can talk to our teams with the numbers that are given online. You can write us a mail, and I'm sure our career advisors, our course advisors are standing by to help you go from a beginner in digital marketing into an expert, right? So this is something which is amazing, and I'm sure that you guys would definitely make good use of this particular certification program. So I would highly recommend you guys check it out. And of course, we're running another campaign. This is especially for our dear viewers on YouTube. The coupon code is YouTube30. Make sure to use this whenever you're buying a program, because this will give you a flat 30% off. On that note, you have come to the end of the session, guys. I really hope all of you are keeping safe. Make sure to take the adequate measures required. Of course, you have everything at home, I am sure, to keep your learning up and to become experts in any concepts that you choose to. So if you have any more questions, any more queries, head to the comment section and do let us know. If you are confused about a course that you have to pick up, or you do not know anything about any courses or anything in general about your life, about your career, that you're interested to talk to with a professional, we can give you this professional help for free. Make sure to call the numbers that are given on your screen. The Indian number and the US number is present. You can of course have a live chat with our course advisors who are standing by 24 hours of the day, 7 days of the week, and of course 365 days of the year as well. So on that note, I take your leave and I'll see you on the next one.